Hey guys, how's it going? This is Eric again. Yeah, so I thought I'd make a video of a bunch of EQs I really like. I was watching a couple of YouTube videos on EQ plugins, and I thought I'd show some ones that you guys might already know of. I'm sure most of them you'll know of, and some of them you might not. But I find them really handy, and I think they're extremely useful, and they all have their own flavor. If they're like some colored EQ or emulation, or just like a graphic EQ that clean like digital EQ that is also very handy. It depends on what you're doing. Yeah, so I just have this like drum loop here, and let's see, I have like I think it comes out to like 27 EQs. So I'm just gonna go through them, and I already have a starting point for almost all of them, so you can just hear the difference, and I'll tell you what we're checking out. And I'll say this, that usually the companies that the companies of the like these EQs I pull up are really the ones that I like a lot, that I use not only for EQ but for compression and effects. So it's good to check out these the different what these companies have to offer besides these just these EQ plugins. So that's worth noting. All right, let's see. I'll hit record. Yeah, I guess I gotta do it that way. Alright. So this is the loop. To me, like right off the bat, this is from a company called, this is a loop from a company called Looploft. They're great. They have really nice like clean loops, like great players. So, but right off the bat, like this sounds like a little grimy, a little, use some top end. All right, so let's check out this first one right here. This is by PSP. It's the classic Q. That's nice. It's really smooth. It's a really musical EQ, and there's some coloration, some saturation. Yeah, if you listen to the kick and the very high end, yeah, it's a great EQ. So this EQ is by a company, Mellow Muse. And I love their stuff. Very, very like vibey, like analog kind of thing. It also, this EQ, they have a couple, but this EQ has almost like a transient control, like where you can just shave off a little bit of transients. I have it a little to the right. But it's a Neve style EQ. It's like, I guess, I'm not sure which one it's emulating, but it's a Neve style EQ. It might be like a 1084 or something. I don't know. It only has a high pass filter. Yeah, and by the way, watch the bypass. This is in Pro Tools. Watch the orange. When the orange is on, it's off. Bypassed, and when it's engaged when it's like that. So this is bypassed. So you can hear, again, a lot of clarity. The bottom is a little different. So let me go back to the PSP. Yeah, I really like the Muse. Really good. Alright, I can't spend this much time on every EQ. Let me see here. Bought some more time. Okay. So this is the sorry about that. This is the black Q from Tone Empire. It's really cool. And it has a drive section, really handy. It's a great EQ. It's a lot different, the voicing, so it's worth, like, it's good for, like, certain stuff. This is by Waves. This is the, what is it, the RS56. It's part of the Abbey Road. It was a passive EQ in Abbey Road Studios, and it's one of my favorites, actually. It's really, listen how clean this is. Off. Let's hear the Mellow Muse. This is the Mellow Muse. Go back to the Abbey Road. Mellow Muse. Abbey Road. Yeah, that's a really nice one. Now this is a company called TDR, Tokyo Don Labs, or Tokyo Don Don Records. Yeah, this is called the Slicky Cue. It's great. This is in British mode. They have all these. I like the American. This is an unbelievable EQ. There's saturation right here. You can take it out, but you can hear how much it does. Yeah, this is like a wonderful EQ. It can do anything pretty much. I mean, 3 bands, but you have a lot of different features. Highly recommend that one. And it's really cheap too, surprisingly. This next one is by Cush Audio. It's called the Hammer Dsp Eq. It's super colored to me. There might be a little too much top. It's a really nice EQ. I think there's a lot of saturation, like in the mid-range, already built in. But it's super useful. It always sounds good to me. You just gotta fuss around with everything. There's a low cut and a high cut. So if you want to do some radical EQ. But it's great for the, for limitations. When you have limitations, it helps in an EQ. Let's see. So this is another Waves plugin that I really dig. It's like the Helios channel for UAD. It's by, they call it the NLS or HLS. I think it's the Kramer, but it was made by Helios, I think, and it's an old emulation. Yeah, it sounds so good. I mean, some of these Waves plugins are amazing. Very underrated, I think. See, if you notice, and this did make a big difference, the input is I crank the input and the output's almost all the way down. So it's kind of level matched. But yeah, this is, again, totally vibey and just everything kind of, fits into place. Here's a UAD, totally different bottom end. But it sounds great though. Really thuddy on the kick, it makes the kick drum really thuddy. Let's see how the Waves. UAD. Waves. UAD. Both like super useful. I mean, it sounds so good. The Waves one is surprisingly good. This is probably one of my favorite EQs of all time. I know Great River makes. Great River is a great company. They make hardware, and they make an EQ that almost matches the exact specs of the original Harrison. This is the Harrison 32C EQ. Listen to the top end on this thing. Unbelievable. So this is off and on. Off and on. If you just listen to that hi-hat, I mean, there's no, like, yeah, I just added some top end and did a little high pass. And the low end, too, on this is really great. I mean, wow. That's really all you got to do with the CQ, depending on, I mean, if it sounds, if the material already sounds good, you just add some lows and highs and then cut off some low end. There you go. Sounds really good. All right. Drag these. This is a weird workaround I have to do, unfortunately. Alright, so on this, the next EQ is by Noise Ash. This is their Pultec emulation. They call it the Rule Tech. Really nice. Really kind of like organic, you know, like really yeah, that's beautiful. Really nice. And again, one of my favorite companies, PSP again. The Noble Q. It's like a way more flexible Pultec, and it has like an output. You know, you can use the tubes like valve. You can crank that. Sounds a lot more refined. Let's see the Rule Tech. Here's the Rule Tech. Here's the PSP. Huh. Big difference. PSP. Rule Tech. PSP. Now here's the Uad Pultec, which is probably, it's my favorite for in a lot of ways, but I like all of them. But this one just sounds good. It just, no matter, this is the legacy one too. It just sounds incredible. I mean, compared to these, yeah, that sounds good. But if you listen to the low end and the kick, the punch. Here's a PSP. That sounds a little more hi-fi. And here's the UAD. It's louder because it doesn't have a volume control. But to me it sounds the best. And it's so quick to dial in, it's great. Okay, next one up is Sci Q by Sound Toys. Now, I don't know what this is emulating, but it's like one of the best EQs also, like simple, kind of like just this, if you want, like it's like the Pultec for UAD, something simple to dial in and just sounds good. Again, this is probably one of the best, top 5 or 10. It just sounds good. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I love pulling this up. I'm going to start using this more. This is Citroel by Archeria. I haven't used this much, but it sounds really good. Kind of reminds me of like a Pultec. Wow, the kick, the low end sounds amazing. Wow, that sounds great. This would be good for mastering, for anything really. This is Mcdsp. I love Mcdsp stuff. I love all their stuff. They're amazing. Another very underrated company. So, this is more subtle, but listen to how nice it is. So this is off. Yeah, that's really nice. Really nice. And the cool thing about this is it doesn't match the EQs. This is called the Ultimate EQ, 620 Ultimate EQ by Mcdsp. And you can just go up all these different flavors. And they're all mimicking, this is probably supposed to be a massive passive whatever the manly EQ is. This is, I think, supposed to be like a 660, like a Fairchild. Not a Fairchild, but like a Pultec, probably. And I'm not sure. These are loosely based on stuff, but I dialed it in with this one. And they all have different. This is a nice one. Yeah, I like this one. This is like a Swiss Army knife for EQ, for like vibe EQ, like analog EQ. You can't go wrong with this. Anything Mcdsp. All right. This is by, like, I guess it's like a sister company of Kush Audio, but Sli-Fi. It's called the Axis EQ. It's amazing. It reminds me of it's supposed to be like API type vibe, like. It also has some saturation. I didn't put that in yet. Yeah, that's really nice. Also really easy to dial in, and it's like one of my favorites. This is an interesting one. This is a 1073, but you probably never saw it. It's by SK Note, one of my favorite companies, and it's a 1073 emulation, but it sounds a lot different to me. It has this reso thing, like listen to all the low end just goes away. But if you put the high pass filter on 50 and you hit the resonance button, it adds this whole like low sub octave, because it makes a resonance in the low where the cut is. It makes a resonance like a little peak. And you can really go a little crazy with it. Some of that low end. And also, maybe, that's nice. Yeah, it just sounds really good. It's probably, I love the UAD Neve stuff, so probably it's a different flavor, but it's up there. This is again Waves. I didn't dial this one in. This is a really this is one of the best SSL EQ plugins. I don't know any singular SSL EQ plugins besides this one. It's just really nice to grab it and start messing around and dial something in really quick. That sounds really boxy. Oh, whoops. Because, I'll tell you why. There we go. should work. Yeah, these low mids. That makes a little difference. Alright, enough of that. Okay, sorry for the interruption there. Okay, so next is the this is by Solid State Logic. Now, what I love about these plugins, the SSL plugins, they're, first of all, they're amazing. And they just, right when you put them on, they just sound great, you know? So, check it out. Well, alright, I already have some EQ. Let me take it out. Well, maybe that's part of it. Put the EQ in. Sounds really natural to me. Just really nice and natural. Very true to the source. You know, it's like no matter what you do with this EQ, it sounds like this, you know, kind of still sounds like the source. So here's another one by well, not by SSL, but by Mcdsp. I love this EQ. It sounds amazing. This is an older one, Filter Bank E606. Off, on. Yeah, I mean, it sounds incredible. I mean, Mcdsp is probably the most, they make the most, like, natural, kind of, like, just really good, like, workhorse like good sounding plugins, and they've been around forever. I mean, they're one of my favorites for sure. It just sounds natural. Like the high end isn't hyped. It's just really nice. This is one of my favorites. I've been using this forever, the Metric Halo channel strip. It's one of the best channel strips out there by far. And this company is super underrated. They make all their stuff is amazing. I just have the EQ engaged. It's on. Just really clean. I mean, you can get anything you want out of this. It's super precise. You know, you can click on the bands, take them in and out. And I like how you can do everything here and also do things here. If you wanted, you could close that part and just do it without, you know. So that's cool. And it has a compressor, it has like a gated expander. It also has a sidechain EQ for both the gate and the compressor. I mean, it's amazing. It's the most flexible one I own. I use it all the time. Super clean, sounds great. Now this is another one. I mean, Sonics, they're another one of my favorite companies. I mean, I can't play favorites anymore, but you know, I love all these tools. They're amazing. This is a really great EQ. All right, so I don't have anything. I didn't play with it. Let's see what we can do here. Wow, listen to that. Hear that kick drum really. What am I boosting there? We're at 48 hertz. Yeah, it takes a while to shape the high end. That's nice. I like that. Just a little roll off. And you could change the octave too. Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. Oh, there's different types too. And they all sound Yeah, it's one of the best EQs. I mean, graphical like parametric EQs out there. A lot of people use that one. I love that one. So this is a really interesting one, and I don't use this enough, but I have to grab it more because it's super cool. It is called Spectra or something by Waves. What are they? Is it Waves Factory? Waves Factory, yeah, that's the company. So basically, you can see where it says. I mean, you can do so many things with this. It's crazy. There's a mix, control. So it's hard to see, but anyways, there's this section right here going across. Solid. You see solid, solid, solid. Well, you can change what kind of EQ it is on that particular band. So if you want like a tube EQ on the high shelf, you can do that. And it's just crazy. Rectify. I really like rectify. It sounds nicer. Half rectify, I think. Yeah. So let's see how this sounds. Oh wait, it's bypassed. Well, I already like that, but so that's the tube. Let's see what warm tape. That's cool. That's a little too grimy for me. I mean, this thing kind of sounds good no matter what you do to it. And it's only additive. You can't take away stuff. Which is kind of cool. I mean, you can see how much difference it makes what you choose. Rectify, it's really, you can hear. I like the half rectify. So listen to the difference. That's pretty amazing. I want to make sure sorry. There we go. Yeah, so this one's definitely worth getting. I mean, it sounds incredible. I'm going to start using this a lot more. It's just like some things you like grab and some things you don't for some reason. I have no idea why, but this thing it's worth every penny, and I could easily use this on every channel. Yeah, amazing. So this is an old one from UAD, and it sounds incredible. This is a very overlooked plugin, probably because UAD has to like update their interfaces, and this thing is so tiny you can barely see what I'm doing, and you can't really. It's odd, but anyway, let's hear how it sounds. Well, that low end is pretty thunderous. I like that. Really sweet high end too. Yeah, I mean, it's so flexible. And you can change you definitely change the filters. And you see like the wide Q. See that? The more you go, and also when you go down, it's a very narrow Q. But so if you dial in a very small amount of gain, it's a very wide Q, and then all of a sudden, yeah, this is a unbelievable EQ. I mean, this can do things that like no other EQ I know can do. Definitely worth getting it. It's if you have UAD, it's very moderately priced compared to the other stuff. Now this is a really cool one as well. There's a version of this on the UAD platform, but I got this just the AAX DSP for Pro Tools HDX. From Mastenberg. This is George Mastenberg EQ from Mastenberg Design Works, and I think they're probably equally as good. They're pretty much the same thing. So this is probably the smoothest of the graphical EQs I have. I mean, you can drastically change stuff, but and it's supposed to be very surgical, which it can be, and there's like tons of filters and stuff, you know. But it's also can be really subtle and nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. It reminds me of the Mcdsp a little bit. Probably a little better though. Or I don't know. Let's see. They're both really good. I hear a little like a little honk in the Mcdsp. When you think something sounds great, which it can, until if you're only listening to one thing, and then if it's all relative. It's all about what's in the mix. This is like a loop, so you get it as good as you can sound with any EQ, but it's without relating to other sounds, you can't really be very objective about it, I guess. But let's hear. Off. There's a little more thud going on with the Mcdsp, which I like. Punchy. Mastenberg. Really smooth highs. I can make this more punchy in the kick. But I kind of like that. This is the original source. Mcdsp. Yeah, that's super smooth. I mean, that's really nice. I don't know what would fit, you know, it depends on what I'd be mixing with this loop, you know, or whatever drums. This is an interesting one by Waves. So what's cool about this is it has like a THD thing. And this is something that like Plug-in Alliance does a lot. And Waves did this like, and a lot of other companies did it before Plug-in Alliance. But, you know, they claim that they did it first or something, or they have some kind of tech, you know, patent. Oh God. I'll get that out of the way. I don't know what that said. But, so, yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't like the Plug-in Alliance stuff so much, and I'll be honest with you, I've had arguments with people, and I don't use their stuff, but it surprisingly sounds really good on the UAD platform. I don't know why. I think maybe it could be upsampling or something, but it sounds really good on the UAD platform. So I have a select few on the UAD platform, and I use them a lot. I don't know what it is with the Plug-in Alliance versions. Like they made some great plugins, but they don't sound so good on their platform. That just the regular, but on the UAD platform, I think what they did was tweak it out a little bit and make it sound correct and better. Maybe it's upsampling, I don't know. But anyways, this is a Waves plugin. It's called the HEQ, and it has THD in it. So if you listen to that kick, you can hear that. See, this sounds like an analog EQ. It's great. And I could lessen that. That's really nice. That sounds beautiful, yeah. Let's see how that sounds compared to the Mastenberg, maybe? Or no, the Cambridge. Wow, totally different. HEQ. Yeah, I don't have much of the high end going on, but let's see what the Metric Halo sounds like. Metric Halo. HEQ. You get some of that bottom end. This is one definitely that's overlooked, and it sounds amazing. Cool. This is another one that's overlooked. This is by Empirical Labs, and it's their take on their. I think the EQ they make is the hardware is called Little Freak, and they call this the Big Freak. This has a couple of things that make it unique. it has saturation, which sounds incredible. And it has this slope thing, which makes, I'll show you. So now it's on, off, on. Again, that sounds really smooth to me. This is probably, it could be one of the smoother ones. Let's see how the Mastenberg sounds. Here's the Mastenberg. Here's Big Freak. Yeah, it has a little more high end. Sounds very balanced. See if we can add more high end to this. Or more like high mids. Yeah, there's a little dip right here in the low mid range. It's the Mastenberg. That one is so versatile. Yeah, I always like the Mastenberg compared to anything else. But let's see if I can some of that a little bit. Let's take out. There we go. And this width, not the width, that's like a Q, but this slope thing, it totally, I mean, you can really shape things. I'll show you in the middle here. No, sorry. So look at this, that's like the slope to all the way to the left, like a bell curve. Go to all the way to the right, look at that. I mean, this is probably one of the more flexible. That's pretty incredible. I mean, huge. I mean, you could shape the sound of anything. If you got comfortable with this EQ, all your EQ needs would probably be solved. And also, so this finisher right here, THD, right? Now if I push it, you can really hear that. On single tracks, that'd be great if you want that. So let's see how it cleans up. Just want like a little bit. It helps tame the high end. The transients. Nice. Yeah, you could play around with some of these EQs for a long time. But if you learn them, they're pretty amazing. Cool. All right, yeah, so that's my I think I went through 27 EQs for you right there. I literally love all of these EQs. You know, some of them are specialty EQs, like this one. This one is an all-around amazing EQ. This as well, the Slicky Cue. This is the Hammer by Kush. Kramer, totally vibe EQ. This HLS, the Helios. This is the Uad Helios, totally vibe EQ. These are specialty EQs, but they're like, if you really want some character, this is an all-around, probably like the most open high end you're gonna get. The Rule Tech is great, super vibey, not very clean, but really nice. This is a great take on a Pultec, like, but totally souped up features, and you can dial this thing in amazingly. I love PSP; they're one of the best. UAD, again, they're one of the best as well. They're both, I mean, this is the best Pultec on the market. I don't care what other people say. As far as plugins, you know. This is like, anything Sound Toys makes is amazing. This is, not an exception at all. You just grab this EQ and it's amazing. And it has just the right amount of saturation. This is a new one to me, and it just sounds fantastic. Sounds so good. I would think of this as a mastering EQ. This and the waves to me are they just sound good on anything. This is really cool. The Mcdsp. Anything Mcdsp is great, but this is the 620 Ultimate EQ. Sli-Fi, name you probably haven't heard of. Axis EQ, unbelievable. SK Note, another company you probably never heard of. 1073 emulation, one of my favorites for that. Just Waves SSL EQ, you can't go wrong with that. SSL, Solid State Logic, their channel strip, I just have the EQ on, amazing. All their plugins are excellent. Again, Mcdsp, can't go wrong with that. Metric Halo, a company I've been using for years, and they're just totally underrated, amazing. They're one of the best. They are. Sonics as well. These two companies are they've been around for a long time. This one, you got to get this one because it just sounds good on everything. And if you have the UAD, get the Cambridge because it's amazing. This is probably the smoothest and most versatile, surgical EQ you're gonna find. You can get anything you want out of it. It's smooth. This is a really cool EQ for character and just getting something different. This is a really good EQ. The Heq by Waves. I've never seen like a review on this, I don't think. Get this one, it's great. And yeah, and this is by Empirical Labs, the Big Freak. This is, again, an amazing EQ. And it has, saturation in it. That's what's on right now, actually. Cool. So that's it for me. Thought I'd show you all my favorite EQ plugins. I have many more, but these are the ones that I think make the cut. You know, not to say that I don't use other ones, but these ones are really, really great. So yeah, like think about getting, you know, if you have UAD, this one is amazing, and the Cambridge is definitely worth getting, and the Pultec as well. Those are character EQs. Those are, you know, this is actually fairly clean though, but it's worth thinking about getting like colored EQs that you can dial in, and also these great, you know, graphic parametric EQs that you need some of these in your arsenal. I mean, the stock Pro Tools one, the EQ3 or EQ7, amazing. It's great. But I like these, you know, I pull that up a lot, the EQ7, but, you know, something like the Metric Halo, I'll grab that right away because it has everything I need. It has compression that you can switch. It has a gate, you know, I mean, everything you need. A limiter. Cool, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think about any of these EQ plugins and any ones that you use that I haven't. I mean, I have a bunch more, but I'd be, you know, curious to see what you guys like to use for EQs. And yeah, I'll catch you at the next one. All right, bye.